Hello. It's going to be done through three different means. So the first one, we are going to use WhatsApp. And so you send your questions to a WhatsApp number that will be projected on the screen. That is 0553268 When you send your questions, you don't add your name, don't add any, just ask the questions. Do we get it? And so that is how it's going to be. After that, we also have a Google link for you to share or ask the questions you have via the Google link. And so if you want WhatsApp or you want the Google link, all would be displayed on the screen. Those of us watching online, you are welcome to Love Clinic, and we hope this is going to be a blessing to you out there. The last thing I want to add is that during the question section, whilst we take some from our online platforms, we also give you the chance to come forward if you want to ask your questions. So thank you very much. Please, you're welcome once again.
Thank you.
All right. So this is EPSI West VOLTA, and we are here for our fourth biennial camp meeting. And this is our second day. In fact, this is our first day. And so this is our first official program after the official opening. Yes. And today we have young people who are ready to hear from you. So today we want to talk about healing through broken relationship. And I know it's quite interesting to know that there are young people here that really want to know about this. What do you have to say about this? Miss Eunice, Auntie Eunice.
You mean, what do I have to say about healing through broken relationships?
What do you have to say about their interest in this topic?
Okay, I think that as young people, the fact that you live in this world, you would relate with other people. We are not put outside relationship. You are even born into a home where you start relating. First, you start with your mother, your father, people that you live with in the house. You start school, whatever, even the community, you relate with people. And the fact that you relate with people, definitely you would get hurt in the process. So I think that this is something that we all would go through as we develop, unless you live in isolation. But the fact that you interact with people, that is relationship. And as you relate with people, definitely you would get hurt in the process.
Okay, that's interesting. Auntie Pat, what do you have to say about their interest in this topic?
Okay, thank you very much. Before I start talking about the interest of young people or the youth in the church about healing through broken relationships, I would like to say that, as I've always said on all platforms that I'm invited to, I'm always glad to be part of EPSU, because this is a system through which some of us were groomed. So it's a delight to be in your midst. Okay, so Mr. Bright Komla. Yes, when I saw the topic, healing through broken relationships, I asked myself if this topic is supposed to be discussed on a broader level, like my co-guest started talking about family, relating with friends and all that. But maybe one of the things I like to do very well, which I've always encouraged my students to do, is always to put questions in context. So I tried to understand what you were trying to put on the letter. I know we are talking about love. So when you announced the topic, you saw the reaction of our brothers and sisters in the auditorium. So if you permit me, I would just want us to talk about what I know you wanted us to talk about, or what your interest is really on. So healing through broken love relationships, or what we all relate to as young people. And I've always said that I like to talk about these issues on the real basis, not philosophical, not what the textbooks tell us. So my personal observation is that majority of young people, I don't know if I'm young again, so I'm trying to take myself out of this in a way, but majority of us as young people, especially in the Christendom, in the church, we may experience one form of what we call in Ghana broken heart or the other. Please forgive me, I'm not a counseling psychologist, so
Okay.
if I don't talk about it the way she would talk about it as a professional, forgive me. I like to talk about some of these things on the in the real world as we see it. Yes. So most of us will experience one broken heart or the other.
Some call it breakfast.
Say again.
Some call it breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to come and understand that terminology after the program.
Okay.
Yes. So at one point in time or the other, and before we get married as children of God, and what I have come to conclude as a person is that in the church, most of us take these issues for granted, but they have very dire consequences if we do not take care of these issues. And let's try to answer a big question. Why is it the case that most of our young people in the church tend to experience one form of broken heart or the other? Again, from my observation, I haven't done any scientific research, but as I've said, I have been born into the church by God's grace, grew in the church. I used to say to people that my social life is the church. Though it is for a spiritual purpose, this is where I do everything. Social, spiritual, family, everything is in the church. So my observation over the years has shown that we do experience broken hearts a lot in the church because most often we engage in relationships that have not been communicated verbally or in a written form that the two people have come to an agreement to.
A written form relationship.
See again.
A written relationship.
As in a relationship that has been communicated
Okay.
to a party and agreed upon, either verbally or in a written form. You could decide to communicate. I'm saying this because I don't want to sound a bit technical. There should be explicit statement on relationships. Oh, I want to be in a relationship with you, yes or no. You could now, you ladies and gentlemen are used to online engagements, okay, as in interacting on electronic platforms. So if no such communication has been done, then there is a problem. But most often in the church, most of us find ourselves in relationships that nobody has agreed upon.
That's
Especially
interesting.
in settings like this. As I said, I am a realist. So in this year's camp, I know people are going to find love in this camp before they go home. And that is the reality. And it's one of the reasons why, whether we know or not, is one of the reasons why most people may want to come for camp, or some people may want to come for camp, or other church programs. But the point is that some of these things start happening, but we are not able to communicate well to the people we think we have found interest in. I don't want to call it love at this stage. So if you've not communicated and there is an official, should it be official, but there should be a form of response. But in the church, we take it for granted. Oh, so it is time for breakfast. And then he's waiting for you or she's waiting for you at the entrance. You walk, it is time to pack your things into the bus. And then this particular person comes to help you pack your things. I know some of the ladies will even start carrying your lunch to you at your table. And then unofficially, we think something is going on. And then this may last for a few weeks. After EPSU meetings in the church, this particular person may want to hang around and wait for you. You walk the person to the trotro station or you order Uber together. You do this for some time, and then the time you realize there is a wedding announcement, and you get to know that the person is marrying another person. Most often, yes, this is what we go through. So that is That is the first reason I will give for experiencing broken hearts in the church. So unspoken relationships. Then the second one, the second reason is improper grooming of ourselves as children of God, psychologically and spiritually, to handle relationship matters. So maybe let me pause here. If you have other questions, then we'll continue.
Okay. And so you are watching us live on Facebook. This is Love Clinic. And if you are here, you're also watching us live for Methodist Girls in the High School. Hallelujah, somebody. Hallelujah, somebody. All right. And so, Auntie Eunice, I want to find out. So, we have defined what we want to talk about today, about healing what from love relationship, broken love relationship. I want to find out, what does healing mean in this context of a broken relationship?
Okay, so when we talk about healing, when it comes to a broken relationship, we are looking at the fact that you are no longer feeling the kind of pain that you felt. You know, when there's a breakup, is likened to grief. Grief is more of you've lost somebody and then you're mourning. With a breakup, it's more like you've lost someone that you thought that you had that person forever, and losing something that you cherish hurts. So you go through a certain stage where in the beginning it's more like you're not so sure, you're trying to come to terms with your loss. So you go through all these, and sometimes when the person's name is even mentioned, it gets you angry. You get angry when you see the person with another person, then you start getting jealous about it and all that. It's like the person just triggers something in you. Yes. So when we talk about healing, is when you get to the point where the person is no longer a trigger to you. You get to the point where the person's name doesn't cause you any pain. You get to the point where you are ready to let go and then give chance to other people.
Okay.
So that's what we
And so, have you come into contact with a person that is married and who hasn't healed from his or her broken relationships in the past?
Yes. I've come into contact with a lot of them. There's one thing that I say, that sometimes when you don't heal, you end up bleeding on people who never hurt you. Yes. And sometimes the mistake that we make is that when a relationship...
Sorry for pausing you. Hello. Hello. There's too much noise here. Thank you. Sorry for that.
Yes. So when you don't heal, you end up bleeding on people who never cut you. And then when you don't heal so much from what you have been through, it's more like you carry the pain into another relationship. And the mistake that most of the time we make is that we don't spend time to heal. We feel that we need a replacement. So that's what sometimes we call rebound.
Rebound.
Yes.
Okay.
So you feel that you need a
The
replacement.
terminologies, rebound.
It's like you've seen that, okay, let's say you and I are dating, we've broken up, and I want you to be jealous. So I just jump into another relationship without going through the process of healing. Okay, and then we know that when you're not fully, imagine you fall down and you get a cut, and you think that it's okay, you are not fully healed. If you are not careful and something else hits that same place, the pain is more painful than the first cut. Okay, and that's what I mostly see with people that I counsel. It's like, okay, I broke up with this person. This person was the next available person, so I jump into a relationship with that person. So you end up hurting the next person, and because you feel that, okay, I'm not a bad person, you end up, okay, let me just hold on to this. Otherwise, they feel that, okay, she just jumps from one relationship to the other, so you stick to it, and then you're unhappy. So I've seen a lot of married people who didn't take the time to completely heal, and they go into a different relationship. And because they are not so healed, they are unable to give themselves fully to their partner.
So it means there is a need for an individual to heal before moving to a next relationship.
Yes, there's a need for you to heal, completely heal, well taken care of, before you move on to a next person. Because it's more like, I don't want to say it's a premature thing. It's a process that you have to go through before you go to the next stage. If not, you wouldn't get the best out of your next relationship. Thank you.
That's interesting. Auntie Pat, You have been in EPSU right from the beginning, and you have gone through EPSU from the local level to EPSU Legon, and we are even serving as a chief patron of EPSU Legon. I want to find out, have you come into contact with people, or have you identified people who haven't healed from their relationship, their booking relationship, and how are their states now, or when you met them?
Okay. So, well, I wouldn't say that it would be a general perspective. You know, these things should be looked at on individual basis because a lot of things will come to play to determine how one heals out of this or not. But one thing I know is that it is very common amongst us in the church because we are always together. And as I said, that's why I listed the first point that there are a lot of unagreed relationships. So you assume that even sometimes the people who are experiencing the broken heart, the other party may not know that he has caused a broken heart to Lady A or Mr. B because you didn't announce it in the first place. So then the person assumed that, oh, something is going on, only for the guy to get to know that, oh, the lady was not thinking about me the way I was thinking about her. So the guy's heart is broken. The lady may not be aware. So it is very common amongst us. So in our groups, you may see some uncomfortable reactions between or amongst people. And I know the ladies here may agree. Sometimes we ladies know. Maybe I'm a friend to her, and I know that, oh, she's interested, or I am interested in our brother Bright. I have told her, or she knows by my reactions that I am interested in Bright, but you don't know. The two of us are aware, and then maybe there has been some or there have been some encounters where you were nice to me. I get excited. Oh, 2 years time you go and marry another person. My heart is broken. You do not know. We are in the same church, worshiping the same God. We may even be on the praise team together. And I may live with this pain for the rest of my life. And there are people amongst us in the church who have not been able to even move on to a second relationship because of some of these fundamental problems. So it is here and there. Some people may gather courage to move on to a next relationship. And as she said, you may go and bleed on someone who didn't even cause you any harm. So they are there and they come in all shapes and sizes. Some people have been able to deal with it. Some may not, and you may carry it on to your marriage. And since I'm a married woman, I would like to say that yes, there are a lot of people who are in marriages that, as she said, they went into a marriage not because they were really ready to marry as a matter of love and decision, but maybe they saw it as a best alternative to something they would have loved to have.
All right. I think the conversation is getting interesting. If you are here, say yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah. And so I want to find out, Auntie Pat, what are your views on teenagers in broken relationship or from broken relationship? What are your views about that?
What? Please, can you explain what you mean about what is my view? Is it about should they experience broken heart or they shouldn't experience?
Okay, I
broken
think
heart?
let's start from there. Should they experience broken heart as teenagers?
Okay. Okay, so as someone who has gone through church life, relationships, marriage, I wouldn't want to stick to a prescriptive mechanism, but rather sort of guidance and yardstick. because we are all coming from varied backgrounds. There are some people who are amongst us who are not even coming from homes where parents have ever told them, you are beautiful, you are handsome, or we love you. So this person comes to church and meets someone at the person is around the age of 13, 15, 16, up to about 18, 19. Get someone who hug him or her after service and say, oh, you are beautiful for the first time in the person's life. There is a lot of difference. So what I would say is that we should rather guide them. And I noted two strong stories of broken, I wouldn't want to call them broken relationships. Let's call it the way we call them in our language, broken hearts in the Bible. The first one is between Tamar and Ammon, where, please, do you know of that story in the Bible? Okay. If no, because of time, let's all make time to read 2 Samuel chapter 13, where Ammon fell in love with Tamar and deceived the sister and therefore broke her virginity. Yes. And then ended the relationship there. So some of these things come along our life paths and we do not have much control over them. The second example I'll give is between Jacob and Leah in Genesis 29, where Jacob fell in love with one of the daughters of what's the name of the father-in-law? Laban. Labored for 7 years for Leah, only on the night of his wedding to realize that the second daughter, who he didn't love, was the one who was given to him. Was his heart broken? Do we think Jacob's heart was broken? Yes. So these are things that come along our life paths. So I won't say young people shouldn't experience broken hearts. Rather, we should groom them to be able to deal with some of these things when they come their way. Thank you.
Okay, and to add to that, I feel that sometimes breakups are needed. Sometimes they are needed because imagine you are in a relationship, you are so much in love with this guy, but you are seeing all the red flags. Okay, he's not treating you well, he's being mean to you, he's doing everything wrong. But you know, emotions are very funny. Sometimes you know so well that this particular boy or this particular girl is not treating me well, but your emotions are so much entangled in the relationship that it becomes very difficult to let go. At this moment, maybe you would have to let go, and that's a breakup. But letting go doesn't mean that you won't go through all that pain. But going through that pain is also is good enough for your mental health. So, as teenagers, there are certain times that you would have to take certain bold decisions. Let me give an example. I spoke to a teenager, I think some years ago, who was so much in love. She's a Christian. She was so much in love with a Muslim. Okay. And the night before she spoke to me, she had given her answer. Okay, yes, I want to date you. We spoke about everything. This person had to go back and say, no, let us break up because it is not the right thing to do. Please, I hope you get it. Exactly. It was needed at that moment. It doesn't mean that she won't go through the stages of heartbreak and everything. She will go through all of that. But at that moment is needed. As teenagers, sometimes I ask people that, okay, let's take you started dating now. In how many years do you want to get married? A lot of things will happen along the way. Your parents are controlling you. Sometimes people fall in love due to proximity. So let's take Bright, you and I are dating. You've had the opportunity to go to Canada. You are in Canada. I am here. I don't know when you're coming back to Ghana. You meet a nice lady there, and then the lady gives you all the attention, everything. You go for class together, you do things together, you fall in love with a person. What happens to me? Definitely there will be something like that. If I say I'm waiting for you, maybe it'll take 20 years before you come back to Ghana. Things would have changed. Even my taste and preferences would have changed. So breakup is needed at that point. So a lot of things, a lot of factors can contribute to breakup. But unless you are, I'll say, ready for marriage, that you are so sure that this is courtship, please be so much open in your heart that you can experience breakup. It can happen. But one thing I also keep telling people that, see, when you experience breakup, sometimes and just reach out to somebody and tell the person that this is what I feel. This is what has happened. And it's easy for that person to come in and help you through it. It's more like if a parent dies, you call your friend, I just lost my mother. And the person will just talk you through it. But as teenagers, as youth, you would experience breakup, if not for any once in your life, dear, one B will pass through, which we should all be prepared for it. And it toughens you for life. That's how it is.
All right, thank you very much. And so, because of time, we will not go deeper into the topic we intended to discuss, but would rather open the floors for questions. As I said, we want to have more of questions from you. We want to interact with you. We want this session to be an interactive session. Are you all with me? And so, as I said, we are encouraging you to send your questions to 055-3268-298. That is on WhatsApp. And your questions will be read. And also, we'll give you the chance to come forward and ask your question. And so, we'll go on a very short musical break. We'll be right back. A musical break. We'll be right back. So you can send your questions as we wait.
Agwamona vuna mama ima uko ba yisema hoy. Agwamona vuna mama ima uko. Ododio. Naho. Naho. Yesu wetu chada. Joya oto amareke mate mwachio. 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 Amaba Yesu wetu chada. Joya oto amareke mate mwachio. Yesu wetu chada. Joya oto amareke mate mwachio. Tonya omiba, viva vejo wanya Yesu go. Tonya oto na Yesu. Chikada kema chunyapo, auba chwada wanya. Ala rusikanya, ala muha maraka mawana simo. Ayoro kamona. Akaji pesa sawo kutu. Yatami kafuma uyatae. Yesu wetu chada. Joya oto amareke mate mwachio. Oya umiba, viva mijo ya Yesu go. Kenya oto na Yesu. Chikada kema chunyapo, auba chwada wanya. Ala rusikanya, ala muha maraka mawana simo. Ayoro kamona. Akaji pesa sawo kutu. Yatami kafuma uyatae. Yesu wetu chada. Joya oto amareke mate mwachio. Ododio.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, our first question. A company is asking, please, do you think anxiety style, attachment style can break relationship? If yes, what's a remedy for it? What's the remedy for it?
Okay, so the fact that you are asking about it, then you know that there's a problem somewhere. Sometimes our attachment styles or anxiety, when someone has an anxiety disorder, the person becomes jittery easily. The person is very suspicious. Imagine you are dating somebody and the person is always suspecting you. You've said everything that you want to say and everything. People would eventually get tired. Okay, because you want to be trusted. The person doesn't trust you. The person doesn't believe anything you say. Then why are you dating? So the fact that you have realized that, okay, anxiety style or attachment styles could cause a problem, then you should know that everything has its disadvantages. So you work on that. Because if you are too attached to a human being, they need to live their life. I have seen a relationship that as soon as the man puts his phone there, the woman is checking on the phone. Even when the woman is talking to the mother, why are you talking to her for too long? It is too much. It becomes a problem, and then he begins to withdraw because you don't expect him not to relate to other people around him. They were there before you came in. Yes, so it is a problem. It can affect it. But if you sit down and you realize that, okay, you are too attached to things, your attachment style isn't so good, and please reach out for help. You can read a lot on it, reach out for help, and let someone help you out of it. Sometimes you can have a conversation with your partner on your fears, on your anxieties. Let him or her come clean to you, and you also be open-minded and open-hearted. Because if you want to relate, relationship is actually like a risk. You want to start a business, it's like a risk. You should be prepared for anything that happens. Thank you.
So please, can we read the question again?
Do you think anxiety attachment style can break relationship? If yes, what's the remedy for it?
If yes, what is the remedy? Yes. So anyway, as I said, I've already made a disclaimer. I'm not a counselor, but I know maybe because I'm married, there should be something. If it is not already stated in our psychological studies or something, there should be positive attachments, because you can't be in a relationship that you do not care about whatever the person does. There are people in relationships like that. They don't mind whatever the partner does. The person can go and come at maybe one point in time, they are okay. That also doesn't help for a good relationship. So there should be some level of moderate level of attachment that the two partners are comfortable with. But extreme attachments, as she described, you want to know where the person is at every time. You want the person to be around you all the time, becomes a problem. I always tell ladies that one of the things you have to do to avoid this is to enable trust in your relationships from day one. Day one. As I said, I don't want to do prescriptive relationship methodologies, but guidance. If you meet a partner and the partner knows that you, Akosia, or you, Kofi, you have done this in your past before, the person will always be looking out for an opportunity where you make that mistake again. So make sure that your relationships are built on trust. So as Christians, that is how come I say that certain things in our relationships that are not yet marriage should be no, 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 no. Because if the person meets you in a particular state, the person is going to deal with you because of the state in which he or she has found you. But if the person knows that, oh, this person, I met him or her at this state, and if she's been able to keep herself or himself this way till the two of us came together, then I have some level of assurance that the person will not do that. So yes, there can be remedies, as she said, my co-panelist said. We should seek for counseling, we should seek for guidance, but if that relationship hasn't gone too far and you think you cannot carry on that kind of burden, then it is always better to withdraw, to have a safer future. Thank you.
Yes. And to add to everything, most of the time, these attachment styles stems from past experiences. What have you experienced? What have you gone through? What has your relationships in the past been like? It might not be the relationship between a boy and a girl. It might be a parent, something that the person experienced that has shaped the person in that way. What is it that has happened? If someone left you in the past, it is no guarantee that the next person will leave you. That is where the anxiety stems from. If someone broke your heart in the past, it is not a guarantee that the next person you are dating will break your heart. If you become too careful, that is when you push them to the extent where that breakup would happen. In the Bible, it says that what I feared the most has happened. Sometimes when we are too afraid and we live our life in fear, we rather call the thing that we are afraid of to rather come to us. Because when you get to that level, you are too careful, extremely careful. I don't know if you've experienced this where you are being too careful with something. Maybe mommy has sent you, daddy has sent you to bring something, and you are being too careful with it. And then what you are being careful with, you just drop it. What you are trying to prevent, it happens. Okay, so please, what has happened? The person who sent this message, what has happened in the past? What kind of experience have you had? Please reach out. Maybe a professional will be able to help you deal with it. If not, your relationships might suffer. Thank you.
If not, your relationships might suffer. So let's get interactive on 055-3268-298. We take this question from another panelist. It's 3 different questions. I'll combine so that we answer. 1, what happens during the healing process after breakup? How do I know I am fully healed and to move on? Are there special things to do when I want to heal at a fast rate? So I'm taking the question again. What happens during the healing process after breakup? How do I know I am fully healed to move on? Are there special things to do when I want to heal at a fast rate or pace? Antipat.
Okay. Our host wants us to take the questions in bulk, but I think there are 3 separate questions, so it's better we take them in parts. So the first one is what happens
during the healing process after breakup.
After breakup.
Yeah.
So again, I've said I'm not the textbook person. So you will cry, please cry. Yes. You will cry for all sorts of reasons. You cry because of the breakup. Number 1. Number 2.
But what about those we the men who don't like crying? Bema Yensu.
No.
Yensu, we don't cry.
That is why I said that I don't want to use the prescriptive process. We can't say that you do not cry. Crying does not just mean shedding tears. You cry, you mourn, you be sad, you do all sorts of things. Okay, allow yourself some time to go through that process. And you cry or mourn, not only because of the breakup. You may have invested some amount of resources into this relationship. Your time, your emotions, and even sometimes our bodies. Yes, that's how come I said previously that for me, I will always say to Christians who are not married, don't give out certain things in a relationship. So you may cry because of some of these things. After that, anytime you see someone whose relationship seems to be working, you may cry or mourn or become sad. Allow yourself. But what I will caution you about is not to allow this to develop into jealousy, because it will make you a very dangerous person. Don't allow jealousy to set in. You can see that Amma and Kofi's relationship is going well. When you see them, go back into your room and go and cry. And then pray to your God that, yes, I can see it is working for A, B, and C. God, can you help that mine will also work for me in the future? Number 3, you may cry anytime you see the other person. And my co-panelist said at a point that you know when you are healed. when you see that person and you don't feel any form of anxiety. Is that it? Yes. But if you've really been in love with someone, will you ever see this person and will not feel anything anyway? But I mean, these are on, we will deal with this on individual levels. So please, you cry, you pray. There will be some amount of jealousy, but don't let it go beyond a certain stage. So a lot of things will happen. You may even lose your progress, academic progress, professional progress. You may go through a lot of things during the hurting
The process, the healing process.
Yes, stages before you become finally healed. So maybe we can't, if she wants to add on, she can add on.
So Auntie Eunice, what do you have to say?
Okay, so the first thing I say when you're healing is allow yourself to feel the feeling.
Okay.
Feel whatever it is.
Allow yourself to feel the feeling.
Feel whatever it is. Don't suppress it. If you keep suppressing it, one day you would explode. And when you suppress a feeling, it prolongs your healing process. Imagine that someone annoys you, okay? Sometimes when the person has annoyed you and then you keep it to yourself, okay, he's annoying me. You see the person, you're eyeing the person, you're insulting the person in your head. But you've realized the relief that comes with when, let's say, Bright, you've done something that really hurts me and I speak to a Bright. What you did really hurts me. I think it wasn't fair for you to have treated me that way. Then you apologize. When that happens, I feel a relief. But when I don't talk about it and I keep it in my head, that is when I start planning evil against you. So that's what I'm relating to. Feel whatever feeling it comes with. Cry if you have to cry. Shout if you have to cry. Whatever it is, please do it. But after you have done it, please seek for support. And one thing too is that, you see, most of the time we feel it more when we're alone, especially if you spend so much time with the person. You have to occupy yourself with other things. So sometimes what I advise a lot is that don't spend time alone. Okay, be with friends, have conversations with them. Since we are Christians, spend more time with the body of Christ, like people in the church. Be with them. Join the choir, join a department, like get active. When you are very active in doing something, it doesn't give you the time, the space to rather sit down and brood over the pain. So that's one thing I can add to it.
Okay. And so because of our time, we'll try to have a very yes. So the next question with this same person, she's asking, how do I know I am fully healed to move on? I don't know. I think you have addressed that question. So okay, but just for maybe she didn't get that. So how does she know or he know I'm healed? I can move on.
Okay, when you don't know, when you no longer feel the pain that comes with the break. So I think that that's where my co-panelist was talking about. It's likened to loss. You see, I lost my father. Okay, the pain was hard. But now when I remember my father, I don't feel that kind of pain. It doesn't mean that I don't miss him. I miss him a lot. But I don't feel that kind of pain that came with missing him for the first time. It was very difficult. Even eating was a problem. But I've grown past that sometimes I sit with my siblings and we talk about him and remember the very funny things he used to say and all those things. So that is it. It should, when it gets to a point where that person no longer brings that kind of pain within you, then you know that you're in the process of healing, where you're even ready to allow someone else come in. You're ready to relate to other people. Then you're in the process of healing completely.
And so, are there any special things the person can do to heal fast? Is there a healing fast method, fast food, fast movement, any fast? I'm hearing that you join the choir. Okay.
Yes, she said a number of them. But I listed a few down. The first thing I would recommend you do as a Christian is to commit your feelings into the hands of God. Most often as children of God, we think Christ is outside our emotions, love lives, sexual lives, and all that. But Christ was once a human like you and I. So let's commit our emotions into whatever you are feeling. Tell God, at this time, this is what I am feeling. It is a prayer. At this time, I feel like Kofi should have been around me, hugging me. I feel like taking an ice cream, sharing a cup of ice cream with Amma at this time. This is what I'm feeling. But God, I commit my emotions and my feelings into your hands. We are children of God and we should be able to do that. Number 2, seek positive associations. She recommended joining groups in the church. But we should know that, yes, I would say the way I see the things. It is not all the group activities in the church that will help us. There are some groups in the church that after church, they are going to drink. They are going to do all sorts of things. I don't want us to go into those things. But seek positive association. These associations may be in the church if you find one. If not, you have friends who may influence you positively, not negatively, but look out for things that can influence you positively. It may even be taking a new course. That is if you think you can do that. And then finally, look for psychological help or help from a counselor, a professional counselor. But if your congregation has a support system, I don't think any of such is available in any of our local congregations yet. I can see our presbytery youth moderator or presbyter youth facilitator amongst us. These are some of the things we should start doing for the young people in the church, a help desk for the young people. Thank you.
Okay. And so another person is asking, do we always have to explain ourselves in a relationship? Let me read according to the person. Please, do you have to always explain yourself in relationships? You go there, explain tire.
Well, I think that if you keep explaining yourself in a relationship, then there's an issue of trust there. Yes, then there's trust issues there. Because why do I have to keep explaining once or twice or some, if it's seldom, it's okay. But if every day I have to explain or give reasons for actions, give reasons why I went here, give reasons why I did that, then your partner doesn't really trust you that much. Because a relationship built on trust, okay, if you and I are dating and I should trust you enough that, okay, when you said you were going here, you went. When you said you were going here, you come back in 1 hour and it's taking you 2 hours. Maybe something might have happened on the road. It is not because you stopped to cheat or you stopped to talk to other girls. But if you keep explaining every time, you always have to explain, then there's an issue of trust there, which I think that both of you need to sit down and have a conversation on. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to understand the question on the surface of how the person asked the question. Do you always have to explain yourself in a relationship? The question was not, do you always have to explain yourself over and over again? Do you always have to explain yourself in a relationship? And as a married woman, my answer would be yes. Because it is a relationship, it is not a single partnership. You only decide not to explain things to yourself. But once you have agreed that you are taking a journey with someone, you must be able to explain. MFA, why did you do this type of hairstyle? Oh, I think because I'm coming for EPSU camp, I should do something that will help me to look like this. Yes? Oh, okay, that is okay. You are going to Manfi today, or I have given information. I will be going to Manfi today. It's information. Why am I coming to Manfi? I should be able to explain. I'm coming to Manfi because EPSU West VOLTA Presbytery invited me. So in a relationship, it's always good to explain yourself. Once you start doing that, that is what is going to build the trust. So after some time, you don't need to explain yourself again. As I sit here, there are days I can just pick the car from the house and drive out. Because we have done this for a very long time and trust has been built. But you don't start a relationship and say that, oh, to the whole day, I don't want to inform you or give reasons for what I want to do. That is not a good sign. But it becomes an issue when you give the explanation and you are not trusted, or the explanation you have given is not well taken. That is when it becomes an issue. But once you are in a relationship and the two of you have agreed that you are dating or courting, it's always good to explain yourself because the other person is not in your mind. Thank you.
Okay.
I want to ask something. So, from what you're saying, then always explaining becomes a problem because if I communicate, there's no need for explanation. I don't know if you get the difference. So, always explain. If I communicate, so communication is very important. I shouldn't wait for you to ask me questions and I have to explain. I should tell you that, okay, Bright, I have a program in Accra, so I'm leaving. I'll be back at 12. I shouldn't go to Accra and then you ask me, I'll ask you, Bryce, where did you go to? Oh, I went to Accra. I'm now explaining. So it all comes to the point of communication. And one thing I see a lot about relationships not working is communication. Because a relationship is actually built on communication.
Thank you very much. And so to the next question. At what age do you think, or let me read it just as a sentence. Please, what age do you think is right for one to be in a relationship? Age. Age.
Okay. Age, yes, is very necessary to consider before one enters into a relationship. But again, this will be surrounded by a lot of other circumstances. So some people are ready in their minds as to what they want in a relationship. Some people by age 18, they are ready. And they are physically ready, they are psychologically ready, they are spiritually ready, they are physiologically ready. Some people at age 40 may not be ready for a relationship. Yes, because they are not ready to commit to a second party. So I wouldn't say that age 10, age 20, age 30. But again, you must consider the legal age for marriage in Ghana and then the legal age for consensual sex, which is age what? 16. But the truth is that at age 16, most of our young people are not even physiologically ready, financially ready, psychologically ready, and spiritually ready for a lifetime relationship. And because we are a Christian organization, I wouldn't want us to say 16 you can walk into a relationship. That means that if you are not careful, you are going to have a number of relationships before you are finally ready. So consider all these things. How long do you want to be in a courtship or a dating relationship before you marry? Because my experience with other people has shown that the more or the longer you keep in a relationship, the more other things happen along the line that are not supposed to happen in a Christian relationship. So I would want the person to now consider all these factors. Are you spiritually ready, psychologically ready, financially ready? All other sort of readiness will have to come to it before you say that I am walking into a relationship. Thank you.
That's very insightful. Auntie Eunice, do you have anything?
Yes, I think that she said almost everything. When I am dealing with my teens and they ask about relationship, one thing I ask them is that, are you ready to get married in the next year or two? If I don't get that answer, I tend to explain to them, see, we all know that, I want to be very practical here, okay? We all know that when you are in love with somebody, your emotions play a very big role, okay? I think that when I was in primary, my teacher taught me something. He taught me that, see, if you want to cook a frog, you don't put the frog in hot water, it will jump out. What you do is that you get a saucepan, you fetch water, you put the frog inside, you light the fire under it, it starts swimming. It begins to enjoy the water. As the water is becoming warm, the frog starts enjoying the warm water. It doesn't know that it will become hot and boil. It starts enjoying the water. By the time it realizes the water is boiling and it is dead. Okay, that is how it is. You see, when you start dating somebody and it keeps long, we start with maybe, friendship, Bright, I love you. It's like that. Maybe Bright, it's your
I love you
birthday. Bright, it's your birthday. Oh, let's go for a walk. Okay.
See this business.
Yeah, so Bright, it's your birthday. Let's go for a walk. And then I hold your hands. In the heat of it's your birthday. I feel special. I hold your hands. Maybe I give you a hug. It passes my birthday. Oh, I want to give you something special. The hug is normal. Like we've hugged now, it has become normal. We want to feel something special. It graduates like that, like that, like that. And we know that sometimes in the heat of the moment, when your hormones are playing, it's not like you want to have sex, but it becomes very difficult to control the edges. So as a Christian woman, a lady, as a Christian guy, you've not planned doing that too. But because your hormones are at the height of whatever, you would end up sleeping with a person and then you begin to regret it. Okay. It's because sometimes when it prolongs too much, when the dating prolongs too much, everything becomes too normal that you want to go beyond the normal. And that is when these things happen. All right. I wouldn't give you a particular age where I think that you should marry, but I think you should date. But ask yourself, if I start dating Bright, am I ready for marriage in the next year or two? If that is not the case, then I think that you can wait a little bit more. Because the fact that I'm so much in love with Bright has all the traits that I have. I would definitely meet somebody who is, maybe Bryce doesn't have the kind of money that I have. Sorry, I'm not saying that I'm materialistic, but you tend to, your taste and your preferences change. See, the guy I used to like in JHS, when I see him now, I ask myself, is this the guy I really liked? Was I really in love with him? Like, no, it's the truth. Because right now our paths and everything have changed. What I see as a priority is not those times we used to love the bad boys, the boys who will be. I think I grew up in the Autofista era where the guy's trousers is here and then you feel so much for it. Okay, but now
He's
I'm
the
not
one
looking
on top in the class.
exactly,
He's
exactly.
the most
Then they
popular
come,
person around.
thank you.
And then,
Exactly. But at a point, it grows beyond that. You look at, okay, can this person sustain a home? Can this person would this person be a good father figure to my children? So you see that my priorities are beginning to change. So the person I really loved 20 years ago, if you bring him, present him now, I will say, no, 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 that's not it.
Wow. This is an interesting discussion. And so before we continue with the question, I would like to take an input from our own counselor, our presbytery counselor, Mrs. Gillian Ata Pokuma. Hey, I'm sorry. So please, let's celebrate an input from her.
EPSU. Okay, mine is a contribution to the question, at what age? Luke chapter 2, verse 52. Hallelujah. And it says, and Jesus grew in wisdom, stature, favor with God, and favor with men. These are the 4 dimensions of well-being. So as you are growing, wisdom means psychological or mental. So are you matured mentally? And it says you grew in stature. Are you physically matured? Then in what? Favor with God. Are you spiritually matured? And favor with men. Are you socially matured? If you have these 4 dimensions and you are matured in them, then it means that, fine, you can go into that relationship. The thing is that in that relationship, situations will hit you hard. And if you are not spiritually mature, you are not somebody who loves prayer, somebody who loves reading the word, somebody who doesn't know how to go on your knees and pray, then it means you have to get to that point before you go into any relationship. If our Lord Jesus grew in these 4 dimensions, then it means that as humans, we also need to grow into these 4 dimensions before taking a step into any relationship. Amen.
Thank you very much. And so because of time, because we didn't start early, and so we are going to end with the online questions. And we are going to take, we are going to take 3 questions from the audience right now. Just 3. And so if you are here, you have a question and you want to ask, please move forward. 3. Okay, lift up your hands. Not for prayer, but for questions. Please come forward. Please come forward. All right. And so they'll ask their question and they take their seat. All right. So ladies first.
The number was okay. So I sent a message to you, and then you answered one question, which is it okay dating for long periods of time? Reason why I'm asking this is because some say, I guess God, if we are not moving towards marriage, and then you answered that for me. Oh, okay. So I'm saying I asked 3 questions, and then you answered one for me, but the 2 I'm going to ask here. So the second question is, in what way can I work together to break the circle of blame and then criticism in my relationship? In what way can I work together with the person I'm in a relationship with? In what way can we work together to break the circle of blame and then criticism? And then the criticism. And then the last one is, what strategies can my partner and I learn to handle conflict without damaging our relationship? How do we handle conflict without damaging our relationship? Yes. Thank you.
Have a seat.
So thank you very much for your question. The first one is about what can she do, or what can one do to break the cycle of blames and criticisms in a relationship. Okay, so we are humans, and the 2 of you are never the same. Even twins are not the same. We grow up from different homes, different backgrounds, different tastes for things. And then the 2 of you are supposed to walk the same path and agree on almost everything before you can, achieve your purpose. So blames and criticisms will come along the way. It is about how, please, are we paying attention? It is about how the blames or the criticisms are posed. So, Ajua, why are you carrying a heavy bag? It's different from the bag you are carrying is too heavy. It may hurt your arms. Please, do we get the difference? Yes. Show concern for the issue you are posing than to criticize the person taking the action. And so it's about how the problem is posed. And please bear in mind that even if you marry the most, or you are dating the most perfect person on this earth, it is not everything the person will agree on. but look out for when it becomes too much. And then when you think it is becoming too much for you to bear, Auntie Eunice said something. We should communicate. Sit down and have a conversation. Oh, my dear, you know, the way you pose some of these questions to me, it's like you don't appreciate the effort I am putting in. I know the counselors will help you better to put your questions. Me, I'm an expresser. My communication type is I'm an expresser. So my partner had to learn to understand me. I also had to learn to understand him. So always sit down to have conversations about things you are not comfortable with. You can't tell the person never to criticize you. Then your relationship will not work. Else you'll be doing the wrong things or things that you think you are doing to make the person happy. The person may not like it and you continue to do it. So always call for a conversation, okay, and then have a discussion. And the second question was on how to handle conflicts without having damaging the relationship. So it still comes back to the second point, communication. So if there is an issue, don't go shouting about the issue. Please sit down and have a conversation. Please, can we go for a walk today at 6 p.m.? Please, can we go and sit for a cup of tea? Or Ghana, we don't drink a lot of tea. Or so maybe
KFC.
well, not things that will take a lot of financial burden. Yes, so maybe you've made some sobolo, or you've prepared some jollof, or there is a wache joint the two of you like. Buy your wache, go and sit under a tree somewhere. I didn't say go and sit in your rooms, you know. Sit under a tree somewhere after eating. Oh, my dear, you know what happened yesterday? I didn't feel too comfortable about the way the issue happened. Can you tell me how you felt about it too? What do you think I could have done better in order not to anger you the way I did? So have a conversation, and I'm sure by God's grace you'll be able to deal with certain issues. One thing my husband told me when we were dating, there was one day I got very angry about something that happened. And then he came to my place, we sat, and then we had a conversation. And then he said, oh, this alone is a sign that we can get married and make a good couple, because we've been able to sit down to be able to resolve the issue, and both of us understood ourselves. So always sit down to have a conversation. Okay.
So the next question.
Please, my question is, please, I want to ask, like we teenage boys like this, we teenage boys at this time, I would say most of us are students, and at the same time, we are working. We are taking two responsibilities at the same time, learning and then working. Meaning, we are trying to get some knowledge somewhere, and we are trying to also do what? Finance ourselves to somewhere. So, adding of my opposite gender people, like the girls, you know, taking girlfriend at that period of time. How, like we Christians like this, let me say we the Christians boys, we don't know anything about taking a girl out for maybe a date or something. Please, I want to know how we can handle all those situations. Students working, and at the same time, we are Christian boys. We don't know anything about taking someone on a date. I will maybe talk about a lot of things. Please, I just want answers for that. Thank you.
Okay. I am really excited about his question. I am really excited about his question. The reason is that just yesterday, I was with a group of friends, and our concern is that young ladies and gentlemen of today do not even know how to enjoy their teenage life or their young adult life. He said that number one, they are in school. Number two, some of them are working. So they have two responsibilities. He didn't even add that they have responsibility towards their parents or their guidance. Number three, the fourth one I will add is that you are being challenged with social media. So most of the young people today, I don't know if some of the counselors amongst us have also experienced that they cannot even approach the opposite sex to say, oh, my dear, you look nice today, or let's take a walk. And the reason why I'm saying this is that in your mind, people think, or in the minds of most people, they think that relationship is about putting a girl in a room somewhere, in the corner somewhere, trying to squeeze the girl, or the girl trying to do something to the gentleman. No. At this level, you should be able to enjoy a friendship with the opposite sex without committing too much to certain things or towards certain things. You should have a good friend that when you, maybe your parents send you, go and deposit money in the bank account for me, you can call Amma. Oh, Amma, I'm going to the bank. Can you please go with me? Some of these things are necessary to help you groom yourself, maybe to marry that person in future, or to learn how to relate well to the opposite sex. You'll be working with Amma. You'll get to know that, oh, ladies like to be treated in a particular way, or gentlemen like to be treated in a particular way. So what I will encourage you to do, you don't need a lot of time as a young, I don't want to say boy, as a gentleman, to have a relationship with a lady. An hour a week is even more than enough at your level. Someone that you can walk around with. Let's go and buy wachi. My parents have sent me on an errand. Can we go together? Or I have this math question. Can we solve it together? At this level, that is what you should be doing. If you are in secondary school, it is not about going to kiss, and you should have someone that you can even express something that happened at home. And the person should be able to guide you through it. Oh, my mommy just shouted at me. She has spoiled my day. Oh, Kwesi, don't worry about it. That's how all mothers are. So at this level, that is what you should be enjoying from the opposite sex. Thank you.
Okay, to add to what my co-panelist said, I think that as at this stage, that is when you enjoy the purest form of relationships. See, everywhere I go, I say this. When I was in my teens and my early 20s, my best friend was a guy. There was nothing sexual between us. He is currently married. See, I enjoyed the purest form of friendship with him. It was more like it got to a point that people thought that we were siblings, but it was the purest form of love and friendship that I've enjoyed in my life. So you don't really have to rush to single. I tell my people that don't rush to single one person out, that this person I'm dating. It's even a problem. You have to give the person so much attention, and that the person becomes jealous that you're talking to other people. Please enjoy friendships with others. Relate to all the ladies around. That is it. It ends there. There should be boundaries and a limit. It ends there. That one, you get to learn a lot about the women. You get to learn a lot about guys. Like, learn. And I think that you people are even, I'll say, blessed that you're in a camp meeting like this, where you meet different people from different backgrounds, from different upbringings. And this is when you can even form the links, the network that you would need later in life. I've gone to places where I've met people that they said, oh, have you forgotten that we were living in Tema at this stage? And it becomes very smooth. Whatever transaction I'm going to do there is very smooth because of that. But imagine if I had dated that person. When I see you, I'll eye you, eye me. It's like we don't want to talk to each other. So you see how like you can enjoy that kind of friendship. Please, at this stage, you have it. Enjoy friendship. And don't be too much in a hurry to single one person out to say that, let us date. That's when they start fighting for the attention. They want you to spend on them and everything. You to your money, you know that if the money was too much, you wouldn't be schooling and working at the same time. Am I lying? You need the money. So please, let's.
Thank you very much. We are far behind time. We'll take the last question. Please, Adam, make it a sentence. Thank you.
Epsu. Okay, so I'm happy, like she was saying, we should create friendship and other stuff. All right, so this is a practical question. So let's say this Epsu, for instance. I see Bridget, and okay, so I see Bridget. I propose to Bridget, and she says no. Now I move on to Essay, and Essay was like, okay, I'll think about it. She talks to Bridget, and Bridget is like, oh, this guy, he came to propose to me. Instead of she telling her that I said no, she will not say I said no. But so this is a situation whereby some of the guys in EPSU is facing right now. True or false? So it's very hard to see a guy proposing to a lady in EPSU because they communicate to each other and it's like EPSU member don't pema. So how do the guys do to gain some of the trust from the ladies? Thank you.
Let's clap for him. Let's clap for him.
Yo, please clap for him.
Let's clap for him.
And hello. There is a lot of noise coming from the back there. And so if in the delivery of the answer, everyone would pause, then we close. So please, let's be silent. Let's be quiet.
Okay, so you remember when I started, we started this conversation, I said that a lot of people in the church experience one broken heart or the other. And some you may not even be aware of. I said I have grown up in the church and I know we can't hide some of these things. So it is good we have these platforms. That's how come I'm happy the way you openly pose the question. And that is the reality. When I was at EPSU Legon, there was even something that happened that as young people we took for granted, but with this question, I know the harm that some people may have caused at that level. A gentleman proposed to a number of ladies in the union, and then they all bounced him. And then finally went to another lady, and the lady was somehow okay. Then they tried, initial stages of the relationship. Then when these other group of ladies see the two of them walking, then they will make a comment. And we may have that the your taste is different from the person's taste.
And to that, please.
I should explain
yes,
to
please
her,
explain to her for me.
So you got the beginning of the story. The gentleman proposed to about 3 or 4 ladies. They all said no. And then he went ahead and proposed. I don't know the number, but let's say the 4th or the 5th person. And this lady agreed. It's a small union. We're just about 100. So we knew ourselves. Then when the 3 people are standing and then something, the 2 of the guy and the lady are passing, then they'll make a comment like what a cat saw and turned the head away. A dog has seen and the dog is barking. Which was not necessary. You said no. Do you get the point? Why do you have to mock someone who wants to take what you have rejected to make good? And now the 2 of them are married, enjoying their married life. This would have hurt the emotion of the ladies. And again, how did we all get to know that this gentleman has gone around to propose to everybody? Because we gossip a lot. Do you get brother A, I nearly mentioned the person's name. Brother A proposed to me. For one reason A or reason B, I said no. oh, he came to propose to me too. Don't discourage the person. You have your reasons for what? Saying no. She should have her reasons for to say yes or to say no. And once you didn't get it or you didn't want it, don't spoil the person's connection. You can encourage people. Right, when you were in Epsulegon, I think I shared this testimony with you. Even this morning, when I was preparing to come here, this thing came to my mind. We were 4 friends. And then there was this gentleman who will give me attention once a while. He visited my room a couple of times. Then I asked, were 3 or 4 ladies, we're always together. The 3 were my seniors. But when I joined, I just felt so much affection towards these 3 ladies, and we became like sisters. Until date, we are like sisters. Then I know that the senior most was dating someone. The second one was dating someone in the union, a very popular relationship we're all aware of. I, from day one, had issued my statement. I had my boyfriend from secondary school. So I was more than a guy I knew from secondary school. We started dating when we completed secondary school. So I was okay. I wasn't interested in EBSU gentlemen. Then this other person, she hasn't made any statement about any guy or something. So one day I approached the senior most. Sister so and so. For this our friend, what is the issue? Then this senior most person alerted me that, oh, she has her eyes on this particular gentleman in the union. And this is the gentleman who will visit my room once a while, buy me provisions and all that. But once, please pay attention. But once I was alerted that our 4th friend was interested in this gentleman, I placed a blockage. Sincerely, I had even gotten married. They two were married before it occurred to me that the guy may have been interested in me. We should be each other's keeper in the church. I was told my sister was interested in this particular gentleman. To the extent I remembered some time back that this gentleman came to my room and came to ask me, so Patience, now relationship-wise, how are you faring? Please, you get the point.
When that question comes,
yes,
then there is something.
You ask the questions in different ways. But I was already informed that this person was already, like, the lady has her eyes on her. To the extent that they had completed school. Like, you remember I said they were my seniors. They had completed school. I was still in Epsulegon. We were going for excursion at Boti Falls. The guy came to for us to go on the excursion. We sat in the bus together, we took pictures and all that. Then could you believe that someone from amongst us now called the lady? Come and see, your friend is taking pictures with so and so. But we have done our underground work already. We know that her eyes is on the gentleman. We have left the gentleman for her. So long story cut short, this lady went to propose to the gentleman. The gentleman agreed. And they are married now. Okay, so I'm sharing this to encourage you. Don't spoil other people's meat in the church for them. If you don't want that kind of meat.
Hello. Those at the back there.
Please do not, one thing I want you to take from this session, don't spoil other people's meat in the church for them. If you are not interested, don't add too much salt. Don't add too much sugar. If your sister comes to tell you, oh, Kojo has come to propose to me. Oh, is that the case? If you are interested, oh, I can help you parcel a gift for him. Help work it out. But don't come and say that he proposed to me and then I rejected. But the issue is, if you know Kojo is going around sleeping with all of you, again, alert your sisters. Please, did we hear that? There are some of them amongst us who are going around sleeping with 3 or 4 of us at the same time. That one too, if you know, don't keep quiet. Immediately your sister comes to you, or you notice that Kojo is getting close to Amma. Please, are you hearing me? Immediately you know that Kojo has come and he has destroyed a part of your life. And you've noticed that Kojo is getting close to Amma. That one, I will call it gossip. Call Amma. If you can't call Amma, look for someone you trust in the church who can step on Amma's toes. Please, are we together? Is it happening amongst us? Are these things happening amongst us? Yes, we shouldn't keep quiet on them. And my hope and prayer is that the Holy Spirit will guide us to deal with some of these things. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And to add to that, I've noticed something. I know some of times gentlemen will come and say it very nicely here. But what they are doing is that I don't understand why, as a gentleman, you ask 6 friends out in 1 year. That is too much. At least, in as much as you want a relationship, I think that you should be a bit guarded and guided. As Christians, you don't just see anybody and say, I want to date you. Have you prayed about it? I don't know if you do that. Have you prayed about it? What I think that I love what our patron said. It is not just about the fact that she's pretty. You have to be directed, okay? So they'll say that maybe EPSU guys like proposing to ladies. Well, it's how you do it, how you go about it. Let me share an experience, okay? Something that I had to deal with.
A quick one.
You ask one lady out, and then you're asking the next. Maybe I've asked her out, okay? She hasn't given me an answer, but I feel she's delaying. I want to go on to the next. Go back to her and tell her that, okay, I've asked you out. You've not given me an answer. I think it's about time that I move on. That one, she has nothing to say about you. But you don't ask her out and you're asking. I've seen someone who, in 3 days, he went on a date with 3 ladies in the same church. So after he went with Amma to say, I love you, think about it. He went with Ekia. Oh, Ekia, you know that I love you, think about it. Then he went with Ya. Yeah, you know that I love you, think about it. And so I asked him that, what if all 3 of them said, okay, we are interested, we want to date you? Does that mean that you're going to break the hearts of 2 other ladies? Because definitely the church doesn't allow that you marry 3 people. Okay. In as much as I think that she's, my co-panelist has said a lot for the men, but also think about the women as well. Okay. Before you move on to the next person, close that chapter. That one, they would have nothing against you, or they'll have nothing to say. But don't make it, that's when they start gossiping that, hey, he has even asked me out, or he has done this. Then they are saying that you like women. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, let's celebrate our panelists. And so before we close, we want your closing remarks, a brief one. Something brief. About what we discussed. Any message for them? Just in 1 minute, a message for our audience in any order.
Okay, so what I would like to say is that, relationships are good. And as Christians, we have an advantage, okay? As Christians, at least we have the backing of God, the Holy Spirit, everything, okay? Let us be guarded in whatever we do. In as much as our emotions are into it, let us also go back to the drawing board. Read your Bible. Ask yourself, is it in the will of God? And also, in as much as we've spoken about everything, please, if you are dating somebody and you are seeing all the red flags, if there was time, I would have given you the red flags to look for. If you are seeing all of them, don't think about the fact that everybody knows that both of you are dating. A broken relationship is better than a broken marriage, okay? And your mental health is also better than any other thing, okay? No matter what, when there's a breakup, it might be painful, but you would heal. Thank you.
Okay. My closing remarks. I may sound a bit controversial on this one. We have spoken about healing through broken relationships. But as Christians also, we must be alerted that it is highly possible that some of those broken relationships can be amended. And as human beings, sometimes we hold so dearly to some of the things that we felt so hurt about. that we are not willing to forgive. I know a number of people who are married now, and they feel like I should have forgiven another person and that would have been a better option for me. This is your time. Don't be too quick to let go. Some of the relationships you need to fight for. Auntie Lillian said something that you should be able to go on your knees and pray about some of these things. Some of them may be God's will for us, but we are too strict on certain things that we are not willing to give any allowance, both males and females. Look at it. If you need guidance from your pastor, from a counselor, if you truly love the person, most of the things we complain about, the Lord can help us deal with. So I will also encourage you, some of the broken hearts can be mended. If the person is willing, the two of you should get back to the drawing board, talk about your differences and enjoy your love. On this note, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Thank you.
Please let's celebrate our resource persons. We hope you had a great time with them. We have something small, a tabletop photo frame we would like to present to them. And we'll call on our youth facilitator, West VOLTA, Reverend Stephen Ayi, to present this to our panelists here. Please let's celebrate him as he comes. Please let's celebrate him as he comes. And as he comes, I want you to, please let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him. This is just a tabletop photo frame we want to present to you. Something nice. And so our media men. So this one is to Dr. Patient MFA Janja Oklu. Please let's celebrate. This is also to Auntie Eunice. Please let's celebrate. Thank you very much. And so on this note, we are grateful for being here with us. Those who sent questions and we couldn't respond will respond to you. Our resource persons will be around for some time, and so you can get in touch with them if the need be. You should also know that West VOLTA Presbytery helps you. We have a counseling team ready to assist you with all your counseling needs. And our own sister, Counselor Gillian, is on the team. On this note, let's celebrate our resource persons as they resume their seat. Please do it better, do it better, do it better, please, do it better. Do it better. Oh, celebrate them, celebrate them. Do it better. And so at this point, we welcome Horama to give us a talk. Horama, please let's celebrate them, the entire team, Horama. Please let's celebrate them as they come forward. Just a short presentation, Please don't be tired, don't be weary of clapping. Put your hands together as we wait for them. They are coming. Yes, celebrate them, A financial education to empower you financially. Celebrate them.
Hello. At peace. As you. Yeah. We thank God that a privilege has been given to us as a Rama staff to present Rama to you. We thank the executives and the youth facilitator for the opportunity given to us. We are most grateful. My name is Josh Gunyui. I'm the West VOLTA auditor. The same time, I work with Rama Cooperative Credit Union. I'm the finance manager. My colleague who is supporting me is called Mr. Wampa. I think it's one of your colleagues. He's a member of FSU. He's from Kisima. So we are here to interrupt with you. We are not presenting anything to you. We are here to interrupt because we want discussions to be lively, everybody to participate so that you understand the reason why we are here. Thank you. The topic we have at hand is financial educations. Financial educations. Financial educations. But we are going to zoom it on Rama Cooperative Credit Union, which is a microfinance institution which was established by West VOLTA Presbytery. What is the meaning of Rama? Can anybody help me? Hello? Can anybody help me? The meaning of Rama. The spelling is Horama. It's a Latin word. Latin word. Latin word. Can somebody help me? Or we have some people here who were once an agent of Rama. Or it means vision. 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 So if I say Rama, you say vision. Rama. 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 Thank you. So wherever you go, if somebody say Rama, it's meaning vision. Yeah. So now we want to know the formation of Rama. The Rama Cooperative Credit Union came into being in 2019 when it was launched at Bubuashi EP Church as microfinance organ of the church. The stakeholders are West VOLTA Presbytery, congregations members, and community in which our church exists. Should I take it again? Rama Cooperative Credit Union is microfinance or microcredit aspect of West VOLTA Presbytery. It was established in 2019 at Bubuashi. It was established at Bubuashi in 2019. The inauguration was supervised by then very Reverend Agidi in blessed memory. Our former moderator was the one who launched the program. So I've already explained who are the stakeholders. Can somebody help me? Who are the stakeholders of Rama? Yeah, the stakeholders are West VOLTA Presbytery, the congregations and the congregational members. FCU West VOLTA is part of Rama. But FCU members, as we speak, you are not members. So we are here to present Rama to you so that you become members from today. So by the time I'll finish, I'm expecting almost 50% of people sitting here to pick up the form and fill the form, especially those who are working. And some of you are not working, but you have money than even those who are working. Because you buy data, you buy credit. You buy data, you buy credit. So let's continue. So, what are the objectives of Rama? Objectives or goals of Rama? One, to cultivate a habit of savings among congregations and church members. To cultivate a habit of savings, financial service. Two, to support members who are in need of money, liquid, cash. To support members who are in need of money. Because we all know what money does. Yeah. Everybody just needs money. Am I lying? Yeah. That is 2. 3, to help members to advance their capital to establish their own business. If you are a member, you want to start a business, Rama will help you to create a platform of saving the money so that the money become a capital for you to start your own business. So how we are going to do that, I'll teach or I'll explain to all of you. There are another way also to support the congregation to buy instruments, to build their own chapels, to buy furniture, fittings, and other things in the chapels, and to buy musical instruments. That is the aim. In 2018, the Presbytery wanted to establish microfinance, but the Presbytery was not able to raise the needed capital. That is why Rama came into being. The needed capital at that time, members, the Presbytery, the congregations were not able to raise the money. So we want a soft way. So we moved to form a microfinance, which is also performing the same functions of, we went along to form cooperative credit union, which is also performing the same function as microfinance. Now, the product, what are the products that Rama have? We have a savings product that we call the German savings. I'll explain one by one. The German savings is a savings that we have every week, every day, every month. You can make a savings into your account. And our system is automated. If I say automated, our systems, so far as you open an account with Rama, the account is linked to your phone. So you can decide to do your savings through Momo. You don't pay any charges. You can decide to do a direct debit from your bank account to Rama account. So there's no need for you to walk to Kuku Hill before you register to open an account with Rama. There's no need for you to come to Kuku Hill before you withdraw your money if you are in need of cash. Everything is electronic. So that is why we are different from the bank. You can take 10,000 from your account. We just verify your signature, verify your Ghana card. You can withdraw your money. Likewise, you can be wherever you want to be and do a savings into your savings account. So under the DJMS savings account, we have Susu savings account. If you want to save 5 cedis a day, it's allowed. If you want to save 10 cedis a day, it's allowed. But you make sure by the end of the month, you should be able to save not less than 20 cedis. Not less than every month, you can decide to save 20 cedis into your savings account. That is one product. The second product is you have to buy shares. How do you buy shares? The shares that you have to buy, your minimum shares should be or should not be less than 100 Ghana cedis. You can buy above 100 Ghana cedis, but your shares should not be below 100 Ghana cedis. And you have 6 months to pay for that 100 Ghana cedis. You have 6 months to pay for that 100 Ghana cedis. So you can decide to do it every month, 20 cedis. Another time, 20 cedis. So you get that 100 Ghana cedis. And the 100 Ghana cedis attract dividends. It attracts dividends. What is dividend? Dividend is like after Rama prepared their financial statement and make profits out of the profit, all those who have buy or bought a dividend are bought a shares are entitled to their dividends. 2021, we declare a dividend of 6 cedis, 2 pesos. 2022, a dividend of 6 cedis. I hope this year, we are hoping this year our dividend will go up to maybe 8 cedis or 10 cedis. We are yet to prepare financial statement. And your savings also attract interest. Your savings attract interest at prevailing bank rates. When you have account with commercial bank, the interest that they give you, we also give the same interest. The other product that we have loans. You have loans. Before you can take a loan from Rama, you have to do savings not less than 6 months. You can't do savings maybe today. Then tomorrow you are coming to take a loan. No. You need to buy shares, do your savings regularly. After 6 months, you can approach us to take a loan. And the loan, the members will guarantee for you, or your church will guarantee for you, or the presbytery will guarantee for you, so far as you are a church member. If you are not a member of Rama, you cannot guarantee for a member to take a loan, because it's more or less like it's cooperative society. We are one's other's keeper. So far as you are a member knows you that you are a member. So when you need a loan, I guarantee for you. Are you with me? So that is how Rama came into being and what we are doing. Rama started from 0 assets. Today, our assets have grown to 1.23 million within 5 years. And those who are members can testify. I'm now going to outline the projects that Rama helped congregations to execute. We can point at EP Church Safla. The chapel was roofed by support from a loan from Rama. Is somebody from here? Someone who is here from Safla? Can you testify what I'm saying? Is it true or wrong? Yeah. I can go on and on and on. You go to Abelinkwe now. Abelinkwe, when you go there now, the school building that they are putting there, it's money from Rama. We started just 5 years now. Just 5 years. So that means there's a money in the church. We have money in our church. We have not gone to anywhere to take money. We mobilize this money within the church. And we are giving back to the church to use for the betterment of the church. So we want you, young ones as you, to be stakeholders in Urama. That is why we are here to present Urama to you. We want all of you to buy into the idea of savings. I'll come to savings because we need to cultivate habit of savings. And before you can save, you can't say, oh, I'll save. By month, I'll save. I'll save. When are you going to save? You have to open an account. When you open an account, then you begin to do consistent savings, target savings into your account. Then you are building your account. So by the time you finish university, if you are not getting job to do, there's capital or small money somewhere for you. You can add a loan to it and start your business. Our system is so flexible. So I'm entreating all of you here. By the time I finish, the forms are behind us. You just take the form and fill it. You fill it. If you can't bring it, we give you a number. You scan the form and your Ghana card to us. We open an account for you. The form fee is 10 Ghana cedis. But because of all of you here, I'll waive it. I'll use my authority and say, we are waiving the 10 cedis off. Because we want everybody to be part of it. Because we want to create a better place for ourselves and our children. We have to start now. We have to start now by saving. We need to cultivate a habit of savings. Most of us here, we spend more than 10, 20 cedis a day. We buy credit, we buy data, you do this, you do this. How can't you save part of that money? Why can't you save that part of money that you are getting? So I think I'm done with my presentation of Urama to you. I'm ready to take up any questions that will come. Thank you.
Please, my question is about the dividends. You said the minimum is 100 cedis. I want to ask, is it that the one dividend is 100 cedis, or that's the minimum that you can buy? So one dividend is 100 cedis. That's it. It's the cost of the shares. One share is 100 cedis. Oh, okay, thank you.
Let me help you. Before you be a shareholder, we are saying you buy a share of 100 Ghana cedis. That is the minimum. You can buy more than that. You understand? So let's assume I have somebody in Roma who have 10,000 shares. A church member have 10,000 shares. So if a share is 6 cedis 20 pesos, can you imagine how much that person gets? When you send your money to bank, a haircut will catch you. You get it? So if you look at it, 100 cedis just one share, you miss the bar. So that means if you are buying shares, you have to buy shares in quantity, not in a unit. If you buy in a unit, you just get a unit price. You understand? But when you buy in quantity, that is where you see the benefit. That is one benefit. And your savings also attract interest. There's another benefit which is hidden. A lot of people don't know. You don't pay for insurance, but there's insurance benefit in our account. We don't ask anybody to pay for insurance, but there's insurance benefit in the account if you open account with Urama. That anytime anything happen to any of your family, a death or anything, you can approach Urama that I'm a member. My daddy or my father or my sister and so passed away. I need money. We'll give you 1,000 cedis free. You don't pay for anything. You don't pay for it. If only you present the information, when you are filling the form, your next of kin, so and so, you point out, oh, my sister and so that I put on the form has passed on. You just give it. We just ask you to produce death certificate and a burial permit. That's all. You take your money. Yeah, just like that. You don't pay for it. And we are trying to build on it. We are negotiating with other insurance companies to get a good package for our members. Any other questions? I want you to be part of it. I want those who are gathered here today and those who are not here to be part of Urama. So ask questions that will benefit you, that you want to understand. Come, most of you here are working. If you cannot save every month from your mobile phone, you can do direct debit to our account. I'll repeat. If you cannot do savings from your Momo account, every month your salary go to any of the banks. We have a direct debit form that you can fill. You fill with your detail and tell the bank that every month I want you to send 50 Ghana cedis to my account in Ruama. The bank will do that on your behalf. You get it? So if the bank does that on your behalf, it will reflect, or you see the alert in your Momo account that, okay, so and so my 50 Ghana cedis have gone to Rama. This is the alert. So you can track your account on your phone. Not necessarily bank statement. On your phone, you can see your bank statement, your transactions that you have with Rama on your phone. Any other question? So please, I'm pleading with all of you, especially those who are working, just pick the form, fill it, and scan your Ghana cards to it, and I'll have it and open an account for you. On that note, that is why we are here. We supported FSU. We gave you 500 Ghana cedis as a token. And that is the beginning. That is the beginning of our activities with FSU. So when you are budgeting, we are going to draw our next year budget. So you should let also be part of your budget towards your annual activities, your camp meeting, and that, so that we can be supporting you one way or the other. Any other question, please? It's financial education, so ask questions if you don't understand. The young ones are here. Do you understand what I just said? Are you sure? Are you sure you understand? Or you ask questions? So do you understand what is savings? Yeah.
Please, about the savings. When we meet these savings companies, they always advise us to save. Like, it's good to save, it's good to save. But they don't actually tell us when to save. Because you might be a student, yes, it's true that savings is good. But you might start saving, and on the way, obstacles might come, because as you keep on growing up, your needs also develop, your needs always increases. So you getting the money to save becomes a problem. And then
let's say your savings account is linked to your mobile money SIM. They send you money, you're a student, they send you money at school. When the money comes, the month, at the end of the month or in the beginning of the month, your savings account, they have to deduct. That the money they have sent to you, they didn't, your parents are not aware that you are saving. So they do the deduction. The money is left for you, that is left for you. You can't manage that money. So how do you go about that? So I want you to talk about how, like, when do we save? Like, when do we save? I want to understand.
Thank you. So far as you are an adult, you have your personal needs, and not everything your parents can do for you. So you need to begin to save out of the small money that your parents give you. You understand? Out of the small money that your parents give you, you have to start saving. You get it? So you don't have a time to say, oh, if I'm working before I save. People are working, ask them. At the end of the month, if they receive their paycheck, I'll save. By the time I realize, so there's a need for you to develop a habit of savings. And the savings should be consistent. Not that you save tomorrow, you save today, tomorrow you cannot save. Your savings should be consistent. Even at least you started saving. Maybe a month you are not able to save, but make sure the following month, you have to plan towards it. You understand? You have to plan towards it. If you don't plan, you fail. Savings must go with planning. You understand? And our savings is such that when you save up to somewhere and you realize you are dying in need of money, you cannot continue to save. It's your money. You can withdraw it and use it. You understand? Yes. If you don't plan, there's no way you can save. So we need to plan our savings out of the little one that we have. And before you can make it, the savings must be consistent. You make sure anytime, any point in time, you put something somewhere. So when you need it, you can just lay a hand on it. Because when you do a lot of savings, the savings can lead you to an investment. When you save up to maybe 5,000, you're like, oh, I can continue to save. That 5,000, you can remove it to an investment account. We have type of investment account that are yielding. Now, because of the haircut, that is why people don't encourage people to invest, and they prefer having their money in their savings. Because when you take it to investment, haircut. Do you know what is a haircut? The haircut is just like you have government instruments, which we call treasury bill. You have bonds. They have a fixed rate of, let's say, 15%. So out of the 15%, you decided to put your 5,000 there. After 3 months, it yields an interest of that 15%. So it continues to grow. The money is there. Now, the government policy is what? Market to head to market. When they say head to market, they develop a new rate that they are using for the treasury bill now. So if you are going there to take your 5,000 with your interest, the 5,000 now, they'll cut it. They'll cut your head. Instead of 5,000, you take like 4,200 or 4,300. That is a haircut. You will not get your money again. You understand it? The money that you put there with the interest, even the interest your own money, the principal money that even you have there, you will not get it again. You understand? So it's advisable to keep your money in your savings so that at least small interest will be on it for you. Whilst you think what to do with the money.
Hello. I think he has spoken a lot for us to understand. There's a saying that little drops of water make salt. Okay, so I will encourage you to join this. Hello. Not long ago, I was working with my laptop, and I realized that it developed a fault. Getting a new one then was going to be a bit of a problem. Do you know what I did? I had an account with them. So I was in school, but I called them to see how best they can help me. Check how much I have. They wanted to even get me a loan. I said, no, I don't want a loan. They wanted to buy it for me so that I will be paying. I said, no, check how much I have. After checking, I realized that at least I had something over 2,000 with them. I said, okay, I'll withdraw so amount. And with that, I was able to get at least a good one that I needed to complete my work. So you are a student, at least if you are saving a little there every day, not every day, at least as and when something comes into your hand, it helps you. It's just like you are paying tithe. You pay tithe, at least give double in your savings. Hello? If you chop everything, the day you need something, you won't have anything or anywhere to turn to. So in short, that is what he has been telling us all this while. If we save, it will help us. And the earlier you start, the better. Hello? So we encourage you, be a student or worker, you can start at least from somewhere. And at the end, anytime you need it and you call them, they are quick to respond to you. Unlike others where they may give you some 1 week to go and come. No, for them, less than 20 minutes, you take your money. 20 minutes, we have called it too much. Hello? Less than, do I say 5 minutes? Less than 10 minutes, you get your money. So please, it's good for all of us. I have testified because that was not the only time I called them and I withdrew. Thank you. Maybe if you have any more questions, ask quickly because they are done. And the forms are going around. If you need one, raise your hand quickly so that they can get you one. Hello, so we can go for the next round, please. Other activities are ahead. Okay, it looks like they are done. They are satisfied.
So I think we are done with our presentation. So now it's over to you to open an account with Rama Cooperative Credit Union. We are at your service. I think we'll be behind the scene where you can approach us if you want. If you cannot ask questions, you can come there. We'll explain to you. Thank you. I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Helps you. Helps you. Come. Helps you. Let's be on our feet. Don't break it. Hey. Let's be on our feet. Micho. Hey. Now, I want us to do something. Shine. You know how to do shine, right? Hey. Right now, I'm tempted to, if I'm controlling myself, please stand up. I'm a very big man in my house, but I'm also here, I'm telling you to shine. So don't sit down just as you did, okay? I'm very respected. So if I'm also here, don't look at my small body and think I'm a small boy. So I'm also stand. I'm also stressed. I'm tired. Hallelujah. Let's shine, shine, shine. Faster, 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 faster. Fast, 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 fast. And shoot. Again, let's shine. 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 And shoot. And shoot. Now we are doing one. We are starting our exercise. Okay. All hands up. All hands up. Oh, you are not seeing me well. I want to see your hands up. If you are happy and you know, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, sit down. If you're happy and you know, sit down. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, sit down. If you're happy and you know, jump up. If you're happy and you know, jump up. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, jump up. If you're happy and you know, do or three. If you're happy and you know, do or three. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know it, do or three. Thank you. Please have a seat. All right. And so, how many of you know what we have this evening? The program we have this evening. All right. And so, because we do not want to get too tired, we don't want you to be extremely tired, we want to finish everything up right now, okay? Then we give you some time to go and rest, but refresh yourself before we come for worship at his feet. Do you get it? So the allocated time will be moved. But for now, we want to finish our last item. Okay? But before we do that, I want you to pay attention to this. We are bringing you resource persons, people from around the world. People you have to pay huge sums of money to have them. Are you hearing? And the organizers have come, put all strings to have all the people you are having here. Let's take people like Dr. Patient Janja. She's a very busy person, but she tried as much as possible to come here. Let's look at Auntie Eunice, a very busy person, but she made it here. Let's look at Horama, a very busy company, but they made it here. And so if all these people are coming and we are not giving them our ears, are we not being disadvantaged? Are we not being disadvantaged? And so now, as long as you came to camp, please, the gentlemen outside, please come in. The gentlemen outside, please come in. The gentleman in red, the gentleman in blue with an airport, please come in. Please, those outside, please come in. Please, the lady sitting outside, please come in. Yes. So the people we are bringing to you, they are coming from all walks of life. And so if you are not lending them your ears, you are disadvantaging your own self. Do you get it? And so let's sacrifice now, so that in the next 5 years, when I see you, tell me that it was Camp 2023 and I learned this, I learned that, and I'm a better person. And so we are going to do this last one, after which we go and have our rest, then we take supper and we are done. We are done with the assessment. How many of you have your assessment with you? Let me see by hands. Let me see by hands. Those who haven't received them, please, you get them soon. And if you are here and you know you didn't write your name or your congregation on it, you cannot have it. So please get to the secretariat desk and find out. If we see you having your phone, playing on your phone, we'll take your phone and you receive it on Saturday. We would receive it on Saturday. On this note, without much introduction, let's welcome again our sister, Mrs. Gillian, Councillor Gillian. Let's celebrate her as she comes forward. Oh, please do it better. Do it better. Councillor Gillian, please celebrate her. I told you that the form we gave you, if you should go for assessment, Yanjil Kwan and your 200 cedis. You get it. And we are giving it to you for free. In how much did you pay for camp? Oh, please be celebrating her as she comes. How much did you pay for camp? 100 cedis. Hey, you paid 100 cedis. And we are giving you all this in 4 days. That is wonderful. Please celebrate yourself for coming.
EPSU. Oh, EPSU. We are all tired, oh. Myself, I'm tired. Okay. My job here is very simple. I'll be very snappy, okay? So that we can go and rest. It looks like the fewer the merrier. Okay. So we are continuing with our session, career development. Please, projection. All right, so we're going to look at what exactly is career development. Why do you need to choose a career? Why career development? And why do you need to select a career? And the temperament and the personality traits can influence your career. You don't just get up and choose any career. We're all unique beings. We all have temperament. We all have personality traits. They can influence our career and inform our decision when selecting our career. And then the steps in career planning, development. Yeah, then we look at the conclusion. All right, so before I go on, I would like to give you a brief story of myself. Growing up, I love to talk. I love to always be the mamaga when you are doing children's play. I love to be on the seat and everybody come to me with their problems. That was what I saw in myself growing up. So I wanted to read general arts in secondary school. But my dad was like, no, general art is not going to fetch you anything. Accounting is the talk of the day. So I was forced into reading accounting. I went to secondary school, and the first term I was in general arts class. I was very comfortable there. I did what I had to do. The first term you will see me there. But my dad said no. I was taken to the school counselor, and the school counselor said, your dad says you have to read accounting, so go into accounting. When I came out of the counseling room, I turned and I said, when I grow up, I will be a counselor. I thought I was joking. Accounting class, I was there. I was able to manage myself, and I was doing well, but I found it difficult in accounting itself. But the other subjects, elective maths, business management, economics, I could do it very easily. But accounting was my problem. I was struggling in there. And moving on to tertiary, I wanted to run away from the accounting. So I read marketing, management with computing marketing option. But still, I realized that, okay, it was okay for me. In the job setting, I had opportunity to be with commercial bank. But whilst in the bank, I realized that people will come to me with their problems. There was this young girl who came from University of Ghana, Legon. And when she's coming to work, she dressed very shabbily. She was busty. She wouldn't wear any braziers. Her hair was so unkempt, but you could see the beauty in her face. And when she steps to work, everybody will be laughing. I mean, as young as we were. But I was so quiet and I would study her very well. And she was able to communicate with me, maybe because we were all Ewes. Then one day, I don't know what happened. She told me about her birthday. And I went to her and I said, Vera, today your lunch is on me. So I took her out. We're at Liberty House, Katamanto, that area. And when we came out, I saw Body Talk. So we went into the shop, Body Talk, and I said, okay, just pick anything you want. Maybe you could pick a brazier, because that day she wasn't even wearing braziers. And she picked a brazier, and she stood in front of the mirror at Body Talk, looked at herself, and she started crying. And that was her moment of speaking up. So I asked her, why are you crying? She said, Gillian, my auntie's husband that I was staying with from at the age of 9, so right in class 5 to secondary school, has been sexually abusing me. And the auntie was not aware. So she took it upon herself not to look attractive to anybody. So that was the reason for keeping her hair mess, not wearing braziers. Even her skirt was like the Pentecost height. Everything was in a mess. So I don't know how, the little knowledge I had, I was still young by then. I spoke to her, but most of them that we did was praying. And I also brought her to a salon to do her hair. And Monday when she got to work, everybody was silenced. And that was her breakthrough. And after all that, she was taken at the commercial bank, but I was not taken. And I told myself that if this was a reason for me coming to the bank, it's enough. Today, she's married to a reverend minister with 3 children. So you realize that this was my interest. I do this very easily. And I could easily look at somebody and say that, no, this person is not all right. I could tell what was going on. So the accounting that I did was something that I was forced into, but my interest was talking to people. And today I have gotten to know that this is counseling and this is psychology. And that is where I find myself doing. And I've not regretted taking this path. So in my master's, I decided to go to counseling and read psychology. And I'm blessed to say that Professor Bruce was my lecturer. And what I'm come to talk about, Professor Bruce taught me, and I wish he was here. So let's go on. What is career development? In your knowledge, what is career development? I'm not going to do the talking much. Anybody? What is a career? Hey, we are many. Anybody want to help us? What is a career? Anybody? Okay, if there is nobody, this is a definition by Hansen. Hansen is a theorist. His definition is very old, but it entails a lot. He said that career development is a continuous, lifelong process of developmental experiences that focuses on seeking, obtaining, and processing information about self, occupational, and educational alternatives, lifestyle, and role opportunities. And role options. Anytime we talk about career, 3 things come into play. We hear of profession, we hear of a job, we hear of a vocation. Now, a profession is a recognized work you do that is regulated. There is a body that regulates it. So if you're a teacher, you have a regulatory body. So I'm a counselor. There is a regulatory body that oversees the work that I do. That is the Ghana Psychology Council. If you are a doctor, there is equally a body like that. Now, and we say that a career also pertains to one's occupational or profession that usually involves special training or formal education. Being a lawyer, a doctor, a graphic designer, a teacher, a carpenter, a caterer is a career for you. Now, Hansen was saying that it is a lifelong process, meaning that it is not something that you complete school and you carry your CV saying that you are looking for a job. Career starts from childbirth. You see a group of children playing. One wants to be the teacher, one wants to be the doctor. There's one particular one who wants to be the lawyer. The person is developing an interest in there. So you pay attention to that interest of that child. So growing up, you realize that this person always wants to be the doctor. Everywhere she finds herself, she wants to be a doctor. That is why Hansen is saying that it is a lifelong thing. It starts even before you step into school. So as young ones sitting here right now, there is already an interest that they have. But sometimes, because we don't pay attention to their interests, we force them to do something against their own interests. So let's go on. Why career development? There are a list of them because today's generation, we never plan for the future. We always want to follow the crowd. Everybody is reading science. Now the order of the day, when the lawyers are called to bar, it is so beautiful. Sometimes I even wish to go and do some. They take the pictures and everything. So you also want to follow the crowd. And people are doing law. They don't have interest in it. But let's go on and do the law. Choose by influence of others. Get tempted by any trend. Jump into any career. They lack motivation. Fail to discover their lives. Live in fantasy world and accept parents. So when you see the picture over there, you see the young man. He's not following the crowd. He's not being influenced by anything. He's going systematically. It is a gradual step that he's taking. He's focused on his career. So he's taking it one step from the other. Please, let's go on. Why do you select a career? Because we have been created unique. I am unique, you are unique, he's unique. Everybody is unique. And if you are unique, you know that you are called here for a purpose. And in choosing your career, that is even your purpose on earth. But today, we see most of us doing the things that we have not been called for. Know that you are unique, so you need to focus on your uniqueness and work on your interests. We are only born once, the young man, so the one coming out of the crowd, that is his uniqueness. He's unique, so he's coming out of the crowd. And then this boy here, we are only born once. We come to the world only once, not twice. That is why you need to select a career. And we spend almost 40 years on our work. The next slide. Next slide, please. All right, so this was part of the objectives that were given to me. How can your temperament or your traits, how can it influence your career? Do we know the 4 types of temperament? Please, let's mention them. Sanguine, melancholy, sorry? Yeah? Phlegmatic, and the last one? Do we know there's a new one? Okay, we'll talk about the new one. Now, the temperament you have, maybe another time, do you know your temperament? All right, so for me, I know mine. And what happens is that your temperament can influence your career. And for each temperament, there is a career that matches every temperament. And one of the theories, which is Holland, he says that the moment your temperament matches your career, it makes you very productive. So if I'm a sanguine, I know I'm a talkative. I am nowhere near to the work of the melancholy, who is very quiet and the introvert. No, I'm the talkative type. So I know that this is my field. And there's a career that matches the sanguines. Do you understand? So please, let's go on. So when we say somebody is a phlegmatic, no, calm down, please. The phlegmatic, they are very what? Quiet. They are kind. They are rational. They are calm, affectionate, curious, observant, patient, steady, and very productive. These are the phlegmatic. So if you look at these characteristics and you know that you fall here, then you know you are what? The phlegmatic. Can we go on? The sanguine people. Who is a sanguine here? All right, so the sanguines are very creative, they are very sociable, they are charismatic, they are sarcastic, they are very sensitive, very flexible, easygoing people. You can roll with them at any point and they will never get angry. But there are people who will promise you and fail. There are people who will promise you and forget. So they are very forgetful people. And they are the talkatives. They can talk and talk and talk. And then the choleric. The choleric people are very ambitious. So they are go-getters. As for them, anything that they see, they want to go for it. They are very organized people, very energetic, very dominating, inspiring, impulsive, passionate, aggressive, charismatic, and the leader-like people. They can lead people very well. And the last one is the melancholy. The melancholy people are very calm. They are quiet. They are mostly like the introverts. They are very tactful, very diligent, accurate. They are independent, thoughtful, fragile, and then the loners. They always want to be alone. Now, there is the very last one temperament that is up now, which is the supine people. We call them the supines. For them, they are like the gentle spirit people, gentle soul. They always want to be recognized, but they pretend as if they don't want. So theirs is like something which is inward, and they don't talk much, and they always want you to think for them. So if they are angry, they will not show it, but they want you to know that they are angry. These are the supine people. Now, with your temperament, you know the career that matches your temperament. So the sanguines, when we say somebody is a sanguine, they're talkative people. Their career path is the sales, the PR, the customer service, marketing, travel, sports, fashion, cooking, and then entertainment. You cannot see a sanguine doing the work of maybe the choleric. No, it doesn't work like that. This is how come people in the outside world, you see them very productive, especially those in China. Because you see the child at a very young age, the interest of the child has been identified already. The child temperament has been seen already. So the parents know the career path that the child will tow. But for us here, we don't get all these at a very early age. The time they see it for us, we have already chosen the path that we are struggling with. And then the choleric people, they are the business people, the law people, the technology, security, management, engineering, statistics, and entrepreneurs. These are the go-getters. So entrepreneurs fall under the choleric. And the phlegmatic people are the nursing, education, psychology, office work, assistant roles, human social services, and child development. So look at your own temperament and know whether you are in the right career. The melancholy people are the research, art, science, accounting, administration, and data analysis people. Please, let's go on. This one. All right, so for us in our field of work, this is what we do. When somebody comes to us to know the career path, we do what we call the trait factor theory. So with this, we look at your personality, and then we see the one that matches your career. We have a way of doing it, and you get your results, just like we have done for you. Please, let's go on. Right, so steps in career planning. These are the steps. The first thing is for you to discover yourself. Unfortunately, most of us have not discovered ourselves. We don't even know who we are. We don't even know whether we are the sanguine, we are the choleric, or we are the phlegmatic, or what we have. We have no idea about ourselves. And in discovering yourself, please, let's go on. In discovering yourself, you find out your interests, your values, your skills, and your abilities. What really interests you? There are some people, if we call them to come and stand here to talk right now, they can't. They'll be shivering. And they find it very difficult to do. There are some people, when you call them to cook, they see it as a duty, a chore. But some people see it as a hobby. they do it out of boredom. So the thing that you do without any struggle, that is your interest. Some people can sing and sing very easily. When you look at Afronita, the dance god girl, you see that when she's dancing, she dances with joy, with passion. And you see the joy in her dance. She does it very easily. And that is what interests her. The moment you discover yourself, you know your interests, you know your values, you know your skills, your strength, and your abilities, you are good to go. You are good to go. And consider what brings you joy and fulfillment. Are you doing a particular career that when you come to the house, you feel so stressed? For me, when I wake up, I know I have sessions upon sessions. I know I have schools to attend. I don't get tired of doing it. I do it out of joy. I do it out of fulfillment, out of satisfaction. And when I come back, I know that, yes, indeed, this is what I was born for. This is what I was called for. I could see some people taking photography. I don't even know how to hold a camera and take photo. No. But some people do it without any struggle. And you realize that when some people are taking photos, it is so beautiful. That is where they are interested in. So you help yourself identify your strength. So you might discover deep interest in problem solving and helping others, which could point you towards a career in counseling. Like I use myself, for example. I love to help people during infancy. I have grown with it. I didn't end there, but have pursued a career in there. And that is my interest. So I do it. Now, the moment you are doing something as a child, if you watch very well, people who come for pension, and by the time you realize sickness has struck them down and they are gone, the careers they are in, most of them, it is not what they were born for. So you see that you stress yourself doing that career you are in there, and then when you come back, you are so tired, you don't want to end, you want to end what you're doing. Then the second step is for you to explore options. What are the options available to you? Now you have discovered yourself. Look at the options that you have. What individuals or information can help you to explore your career? The moment I found out that I could talk to people easily, I was looking at what I could do. So for mine, it really helped me because I went to a church and I was called forward. And the pastor said, I see you dealing with cases of abuse, helping people who were broken and all that. Then I knew that, okay, this is a confirmation of the interest I have. Now, what do I need to do with it? Do I need to be in my comfort zone and do this small thing? No, I need to be recognized. So I went to school for it. I asked people around that what can I do? Some were giving me options. I remember my husband telling me that do something that when you come out, you know you have a certificate for it. So I decided to do my master's in counseling. And after that, I did not end there. I wanted to explore more. So I kept on, improving myself, joining associations. And I want to say this to the glory of God. After pursuing my master's, I joined an association, which is the All Counselors in Ghana Association. And I'm just only 1 year in the association. People have been there for 8-9 years because the association goes around the 16 regions. And it was time for election. And I wasn't qualified because you need to be 3 years in the association before you get to file for a position. So I didn't pay attention to it until I was called that, no, Gillian, your interest and the passion you do the work with is very high. Because of you, we're going to break the laws so that you fit in. And the law was broken for my sake. Hallelujah. This is to the glory. And the law was broken for my sake. And today I stand here to the glory of God with the position I have in the association. So you realize that when you are exploring your options, you will get to see people, talk to the right people. I cannot be a counselor and have medical doctors all around me. No. I need to explore around counselors as well. So if you have interest in cooking, you might explore careers in as nutritionist, caterer, food stylist, executive chef, or restaurant manager. So we see the diagram over there. All these gentlemen you are seeing, there are so many options around them. So they are exploring which one goes for them. Please, next slide. Step 3, make a decision. What is your decision? How much time and energy am I willing to make a decision? And in that decision, it comes with your short term or your long term. So if I say, I have this interest in sewing. Now, the sewing I have given myself maybe some 2 years to finish everything around sewing, maybe how to do some patches, the designing, and all that. So your decision is that in the next 2 years, I'm going to sew for maybe the bridal team or whatever you. So that is your decision. You don't just sit there and think that things will work for you. Please, let's go on. Step 4. Evaluate your decision. After making your decision, you evaluate your decision. Is your decision a realistic option? Assess the advantages and the disadvantages that come with your career path. Know that in every career, there are pros and cons. You wouldn't get everything right. Some things will work for you, some others will not work for you. Now you have identified your career. After identifying your career, income is not coming. Money is not coming. And know that when it comes to career is different from income generation. Don't look at your career and be thinking about money. When you look at the Maslow's hierarchy, money is not even the highest. The highest is self-actualization. And in self-actualization, that is where you find your career. And your career is what interests you. So don't look at it that, oh, you've started your career and now money is not coming. When I started the counseling, I started going to the schools. Nobody was paying me. I was doing it voluntarily. I took it upon myself that this is what I would do. I go to the schools, do my counseling sessions, and nobody sees. Until one day, I went to one particular school, and some way, somehow, I was traced from the Ghana Education Service. And I was called by the director that, hey, what are you doing? Who is recognizing what you're doing? Who is paying you? Can we take you on? And that is how it worked. So you see that anytime you are doing something with passion, know that you are not only getting the fulfillment, but people are watching you from behind. And I said earlier on that your career is like your purpose on earth. And another aspect that can help you locate your career is through serving. Unfortunately, most of us do not want to serve. The more you serve, the more you find your purpose, the more you find your career path. You realize that you are serving people, you are serving and nobody is watching you, but keep on doing it. By the time you realize, somebody will see what you're doing and help you locate your path. And so know that competitive nature of any career path and the constant demand for innovative strategies in the digital area. The more you are going in that career path, know that things are changing. Technology is advancing. Now, if technology is advancing, you also need to advance yourself so that you don't stay there. This assessment tool that we did, there's another one that we can use software to do for you, and it works very perfectly. So if I am using this paper, then means that if somebody is using the digital way, I also need to move to the digital way. So that is how you evaluate your decision. Please, the last step. Take action. Now, after doing all that, please take an action. Don't sit at your comfort zone. Don't be comfortable in the chair. If you don't move, nobody will see what you have. I had to move one step. Before the work that you were doing was what? My work that I was doing was what? Was seen. Please. All right. Oh, boss. All right, so let's go on to the conclusion. No, you didn't finish. So take action. And then the sixth one. So the take action. Any career you enroll, join professional networking groups and seek and mentor. Network with people. And always seek a mentor. 6, review and adapt. Embrace change. Change will always come. So please embrace change. And the very last one, regular self-reflection. Review your progress, review your achievements, review the things that didn't work for you. Look at them very well and then improve upon your challenges. And next one, please. We are all tired. Conclusion. Career development, I said earlier on, is not a chore. It's not something that you find yourself doing very tiring. It's something you do with joy, something you do with passion. Is it something you love and you are passionate about? Not that you failed in something and you are trying to fix yourself somewhere. Not that you failed in science, so you are trying to fix yourself in accounting. It's not something that is forced on you. And please know that it is never too late for you to know your career path. Don't feel like you are at 30 or you are in the mid-30s, so you cannot locate your career path. It is never too late. There is always time for you. And on this note, I would like to say a very big thank you from all the career people.
Thank you so much. Please, any questions? All right, so we have something small to give you from FCUS VOLTA Presbytery. We want to say thank you so much for your time. God bless you.
Are we?
All right, so lastly, we are done with the assessment for you. So when you get your results, you see that at the back of the assessment, we have different careers over here. So looking at this one, for instance, we pick the 3 career paths that interest you a lot. So we have about 6 courses, but we pick the 3 highest. It means that at least you should have about 3 career paths. You don't have one, and then if the one doesn't work for you, you jump to another. So your interest should be in 3 career paths. So with this one like this, his interest is in social. And when you look at the social, the career paths that are under social, we have counseling, we have nursing, we have physical therapy, travel, advertising, public relations, and education. And then the other career path that he had was enterprising. Enterprising, we have the fashion, real estate, marketing, sales, law, political science, international trade, and banking and finance. And his third career path was artistic, meaning that his interest is in communications, cosmetology, fine and performing arts, photography, radio and TV, interior design, and architecture. You realize that these 3 career paths, there is at least one of them that will interest you to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So please, one person has a question there. So we take the question quickly.
Thank you very much. I would like to, please, based on my assessment, I realized that I like to do all what I listed. Just that the job or the opportunities there are what I'm not in. Does it mean that I'm in a wrong path or what? But all the things I've listed are what I like. But just that the career are what I don't see myself doing at all. I'm in a different field. But all what I do, those are things I love doing them.
So none of them?
None of them actually.
All right, so if none of them interest you, so like his case, what happens is that now we do another test on him, which is the personality trait test. So we find out that maybe he's a sanguine or the choleric type. So we see the jobs that matches with these personality traits. I do understand, because apart from your interests, your personality also determines your career path. Do you get it?
Thank you very much. Please let's celebrate our sister, Councillor Gillian. Thank you very much. Thank you. And so if you have any question in relation to the assessment, you kindly see here at the back, and or any of the counseling team members, and that will be addressed. As I stood here, I just remembered when I was 13 years, I also did an assessment. By then, you don't want to hear my story, it's okay. And so let's call on our brother, Mr. Untifafa Amedro, to give us a 1 minute welcome fraternity message. Let's welcome him, please. After which we close.
EBSU. I can really see that most of us are very tired. Yes. Yes. I won't waste your time. I won't waste your time. What I'm about to say might not interest some of you, but in days or years to come, you remember it. It is very simple. I'm just here to tell you that you are here for a reason, and you know it yourself. Why then do you leave your home? Why then do you leave the comfort of your bed? Why then do you leave all the Christmas pleasure and enjoyment, and you say you are in camp? One reason. And for someone in particular, all these sessions that has been organized is about you. But you are here allowing yourself to be divided. That same person, the reason for which God organized this camp this year is just one person. And that person, by divine orchestration, is here. But that person has allowed him or herself to be distracted. So the point where your reason will be fulfilled for you to go back and say, actually, I have been to camp, you might just miss it. Some of us has been in camp, and with EBSU, not less than 29 years. Yes. It's been about 8 to 9 years now. I've not been at any EBSU gathering. But when I'm on the streets of Accra, or even anywhere in Ghana, and I see former EBSU members who know me, some of them don't even know my name. They just walk and say EBSU, and I have to respond at peace with all. Some will tell you that we want people like you to come back because it is some of you that have inspired us to stay. Because in the university, you see your friends with the ICGC and the rest, right? And what they do is inspiring. And you ask yourself, when will my church be like this? But I told myself, when I read something on a certain wall, it said what? Brighten the corner where you are. And in 2001, years after, I saw the national president then arranging chairs on stage for the next program when we were on break. I just happened to pick something from the hall, and I told him, sir, this is not your job. Leave it for me. And since 2001, I have sacrificed myself for EBSU. We go to camp at least a day before camp starts. Sometimes Christmas is on campgrounds. When you are here in the hall, enjoying all the program, we are thinking about the light, the water, and the food. Because something somewhere must be in place before what? The next session. Because maybe by the time you get to supper, food is not ready. What do we do then? We are even thinking about breakfast. Yes, some of us go to the market. Almost all the years of camp, my name has never been mentioned to come forward for anybody to clap for me. We do it every year, two of us. I've not been there once. I paid camp fee. I can count at least only 4 times. But I've been to more than 15 camps in my life. How come? Somebody has paid and I'm not aware. I come to camp and I'm going. Camp fee has been paid about 4 times. I go to Congress. I'm not a national executive. Congress fee has been paid ahead of time. I get home, a phone call comes. Have you checked your account? Go and check. There's money there. It is to thank you for your effort. Because of what? A sacrifice. Our motto said what? To be what? My duty, my former duty what? To be what? A living what? Are you here as a living sacrifice? No. I'm not here to put you down. I'm here to encourage. Please, don't miss the opportunity and the reason you came here. That is what I don't want. I will tell you something brief about myself. I've not been recognized in EPSU. But in 1 minute, let me tell you something. Standing in front of you, you don't know me. But I am known in all Africa. Listen. Standing here talking like this, I moderate programs like this internationally. Where I am and before God, I can't lie. It will be a curse. Somebody has offered his pulpit in his church. He said what? Anytime you come, it is waiting for you. You are a special guest of honor in another country. I can prove it. Plane ticket, in and out, paid. Hotel, feeding, accommodation, everything paid. I am just waiting for the month of August 2024 to go. Your labor in EPSU, nobody might recognize it today. Do you know what God is preparing for you? Do you know what God is preparing for you? And you are here at camp. And you don't know the reason you are here. And I am thinking and praying. When we come back for the worship session after supper, somebody is about to pray and tell God the purpose for which you brought me to come. Don't think you came here on your own. You would have been somewhere by now, right? Yes, there's a hand of God in it. Tell God the reason why you took me to camp. Please, if you will not fulfill it, don't bring me again. What did the 3 Hebrew boys tell Nebuchadnezzar? Even if God will not help us, we will still not bow. He told them, I'm putting you in the fire. He said, no, even if God himself will not help us, what will you do? We will still not bow. That shows that they were really committed to God for that purpose. At the end of it all, there was a 4th man in the fire. Did Nebuchadnezzar know God? No. But the faith of the 3 boys made him say something. What did he say? The 4th man looked like who? The Son of God. How did he see the Son of God? By somebody's faith. You were just told. You just might not know it. But somebody is looking at you. When I go to camp, Eddie, former chairman, and the rest saw me. And they were like, it's been years. I said, yes. The love for EPSU is not gone. I was in Danzuman, 2002, till date. So when I came here, I said, I'm at home. Finally, this is my message. I am working out a collaboration with my friends outside Ghana to see what we can do as youth internationally. Where do I start from? No, let me ask a question. Where do you think I should start this thing from? In EPSU. It's our church. It's our church. If I take this to any other place, they are willing to buy the idea. But I am giving it to EPSU because I am still what? A member. So please, for your senior members that have gone forward like me, when you pray, remember us. Because tomorrow, you will be like us. Because before we are like this, we were also what? Like you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We take the announcement.
EPSU, So those who didn't get the assessment forms, we have some at the back. So go there for one for yourself. We'll go for a break. We will return at 6 p.m. for lunch. Hey, supper, sorry. And then, please allow. Please, at 7 p.m., we have WAF. It will start at exactly 7 p.m. So please use this time to go and rest. If you want to take your bath, please do so. And then when you are coming for supper, you dress. After supper, you just come here straight. So we can have WAF at exactly 7 p.m. and close on time. Thank you. District B, you will be doing the epilogue today, so prepare. I still have the airpods here. So if your airpod is missing, see me. Thank you.
Prayer team, please meet me here. Richard Atidiga, please don't go. Prayer team and ushering, please meet me here upstage right now. Prayer team, Richard Atidiga, please meet me here right now. Right now, Gerhard Agboche. Please meet